The fastback design is going all over the place with performance vehicles like your Audi, your BMW, your Mercedes-Benz. Today, George and Pablo has given us the 2022 Kia Stinger GT2 rear-wheel drive in your Ascus green here at Regal Kia in Lakeland, Florida. Kia's fastback receives refreshments to the interior. The exterior, you're going to have the smoked chrome. You're going to have elements to just stress the performance, and that's what you're getting out of this. Nobody would have thought Kia would have brought the performance, the luxury, without breaking the bank account all in the mix. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and we're going to go over all the specs and details, starting now. The Kia Stinger GT2 not only packs the performance, which we'll go into later on in the review, but it actually gives you that element and the luxury all mixed, starting with the long hood, so it stresses the luxury. Air vents, going to stress the dynamics. The stance, it's going to have a good broad shoulders at 73.6 inches. The height, 55.1 inches, so you keep that low to the ground, 5.1 inches of ground clearance, and it keeps that styling essence. Aerodynamics, Kia thought about this with the A-pillar for drag reducing dynamics. So all the air structures are meant to help the car plant it as best as possible and give you optimal gas consumption. You'll have your Tiger Nose grille with the smoke chrome on the sides, and I like the new Kia logo that sets on top because it really just shows that Kia is moving forward. Going on to the lower area, the smoke chrome continues. You got side air curtains, and the sport bumpers just really do set a nice appearance to the vehicle because, again, we're looking for luxury and sport, and the mixture is right there where it's supposed to be. Auto on and off projected beams. They're LED, low and high, and daylight runnings. Auto leveling, they're directional, adaptive. You don't have to worry about anything there either. So you're taken care of whether you're taking it for your daily driving or you're going to play a little bit on the track, because you can pretty much have some fun in either category. Everything just flow into these flared fenders with 19-inch 5 double-spoke aluminum alloy wheels. We're working with Michelin Pilot Sport 4 summer tires. Large red brake calipers, 4 pistons in the front with a 13.8-inch disc reading. 2 pistons in the rear, 13.4-inch disc reading, limited slip differential. You're going to have your McPherson strut front suspension, 5-link rear suspension, so you're going to be taken care of for performance and luxury all in the mix. The smoke chrome is going to go on that air vent that just flows into the line structures. You're going to get the piano black on the side view mirror cap and that smoke chrome over all the windows. So it does set a good tone with the way it looks from the side profile, just enough lines to give you that aerodynamic structure, and that's what you're looking for when you're getting these type of vehicles. Anything for the slope roof line, which we'll see when we get inside if it really hurts or affects anything for head clearance, but because it's a hatchback, you're going to definitely get some more cargo capacity, and I like how the lines start from pretty much the front headlight assembly going all the way into your updated LED taillights that run over that Stinger badging, the GT on the side. You got this fly underneath the radar for the top proportions, and I like that. The bottom is going to get super aggressive and sporty, starting with the way it flares out with these new large calibrated dual twin exhaust tips, which add 3 more horsepower to the power underneath this. You're going to get the piano black with the diffuser. You got the grille inserts as well for the rear. And why shouldn't you do the grille inserts? Audi, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, they're all doing it. Why not stress the performance that's underneath this? You got your front and rear parking sensors, 360-degree reverse camera, and you got the side vents that just really stress performance driven, and that's what you want. All 4 corners to just scream it, going inside to your power cargo at 23 cubic feet. It's going to have a wider opening because of that hatchback design. You're going to have some storage underneath the floor with the spare tire. The rear bench split folds at a 60-40 split. That's going to max the cargo to 53 cubic feet. But the best part about a twin turbo engine is hearing that exhaust note. Let's start this thing up. Kia Stinger GT2 not only stresses the sexy lines all over the vehicle, but the performance that's back with a 3.3-liter V6 twin turbo, producing 368 horsepower and 368 pound-feet of torque that's paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission, achieving 18 to 25 mpgs, a 0 to 60 around 4.7 seconds, best in class for value. Does this hold up to the BMWs, to the Audis, to the Mercedes-Benz? I think so from the exterior side and from the numbers. I'm liking when I'm seeing a vehicle that's well priced, it's not going to break the bank account, and you get the performance and you get all the fun all in between. Let me know in the comments what you think about the 2022 Kia Stinger GT2 as we go into the interior, go over the tech, and take this for our test run. Entering inside the Kia Stinger GT2, you're going to get 38.3 inches of headroom, 42.6 inches of legroom, black leather bucket front seat, chin stitched volume seats with the GT badging, 16-way power adjustment for the front seats. They're heated, they're ventilated. That's just a really good touch, because if you're going to compare this to a BMW or a Mercedes or even an Audi, you're looking at like $80, $90, $100,000 to get this same functionality. When you put it into sport mode, it bolsters against your sides and it just gives you more of that aggressive feeling. I like the stitch work on the dash, and it does have a nice sporty flair as well with the piano black for the side vents on both sides. In the center, you're going to get those circular air vents that mimic the turbine in jets, which I think is pretty cool. It pretty much looks spot on with the Mercedes-Benz line as well. The infotainment screen is a 10.25 UVO touchscreen with navigation. We have the pinch, we have the swipe. This has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, Bluetooth connectivity, AM, FM. You have 15 speakers with 720 watts Harman Kardon premium sound system. And again, just remember the price point. This is just a couple $1,000s over 50. So when you're at $51,000, $52,000, compare this to any other company. You're not going to get this kind of performance in what you're getting in the vehicle. Heads-up display, the steering wheel, it's the square bottom, GT badging, multi-function with paddle shifters, and you're going to want that because that 0 to 60 is so close to 4.5 seconds. Gauge cluster, you got your gauges, you got your driving information, your navigation, attention level, and your miles per hour in digital. So you got everything that you need flaring out nicely. Open this up and then it's going to reveal my cell phone, which is where the wireless charging pad is, a USB port and a 12 volt. I like the gear lever because it's simple but yet elegant. With the piano black around it, you got your auto hold for the luxury line, you got your driver mode select, cup holders. 20 ounce will fit with no problems. The 16.9 ounce water bottles. The climate control for the seats, for the ventilated and heated, right here. And you got your camera system for the 360-degree camera. Opening up in here, you got a little storage tray and plenty of space. I mean, you could easily fit your pocketbook, your wallet. I don't usually keep my wallet with me. I usually keep it inside there. So that makes it easier. As for the elbows, it's going to be super soft on the door panel. It's going to be a little bit harder here. But again, sport drive with luxury mix. Harman Kardon is going to come in with that brush aluminum and your memory seats for the driver. One touch up and down for the windows. And you got that contrast stitching with the leatherette. And I like the metal look that's on the grab handle. Storage, however, I wish it was a little bit more, but it does fit with the segment. You can fit probably 2 to 3 16.9 ounce water bottles. There isn't no panoramic moonroof. It's just a moonroof. However, I mean, realistically speaking, this is a car you're going to have 2 people in. Unless you're taking a family and you could do that, let's check out the back seats. For the back seat, even though this is a slope roof design, 37 inches of headroom, 36.4 inches of legroom. So I can fit, not really an issue with that. So if you do have a family and you're looking for a sloped hatchback, this is definitely something that you can consider, and it's not going to break the wallet. You will have your air vents in the rear, 2 charging ports, USB port, 12 volt, storage behind both of the front seats. The floor is not completely flat. You can fit about a 20 ounce bottle. This is a 16.9 ounce water bottle. As for the elbows, it is actually, I would say, more soft here than on the door panel. However, you get the brush aluminum, you get that Harman Kardon sound system, and you got the contrast stitching in the leatherette area that you can literally put your smaller device or even a larger device realistically. As for storage in the door panel, 1 to 2 16.9 ounce water bottles is max. So it looks like it's going to work out for 4. Let's see how I look in the center to see if we can fit 5. As I was anticipating headroom, I'm going to be grazing the headliner. Legroom, however, I'm doing pretty good. I am blocking the air vents, so it will take a little bit of that air away from the side passengers. However, everybody can feel the air relatively fine. As for leg space, you have plenty of foot room. For shoulder space, the seats do bolster out pretty good. However, I will be sharing a little bit of space in that category. But the best part about a fastback design vehicle is the speed, and you're cocooned in the back. So if you're only fitting 2 back here, you're going to really feel the dynamics, and you might actually have to hold on the cornering. Taking the 2022 Kia Stinger GT2 out for our test run. We've done a couple reviews on the GT1 and the GT2, and every time I drive the vehicle or review it, I'm always just amazed. The numbers that you're getting, the performance, the luxury, everything all built in, even the safety. When you turn your signals on, you have a camera that pops up on your infotainment screen for the driver cluster, whichever direction you point that indicator. And it just makes it so much easier for you. You don't really have to worry, blind spot monitoring. It's a longer vehicle, more or less, but it fits right into the segment. And I like the fact that it has the speed. Whenever you turn it into sport mode, which is what we're doing right now, it will bolster those seats like I was saying on the exterior. Lower it, give it some gas, 368 horsepower at its best. Pushes you back really nice. And you get that exhaust, and it's super throaty, and that's exactly what you're wanting out of this type of vehicle. Something that just performs well, does everything that it needs. 16-way power adjustments, like I was saying on the interior, it's insane. The ventilated seats, they feel excellent. It literally blows just like the air condition. Some models that I drive, they don't blow so good, and I like the fact that they do that with this particular one. You do sit a little lower, but the ground clearance at over 5 inches, so you can go over any terrain. It's going to feel a little bit more agile at lower speeds. At higher speeds, it's going to feel more tighter, I feel, and it also kind of glides over impurities in the road, whereas when you're going slower, you're going to feel it not absorb as much. It might be a little bit more bumpy, but I mean, anytime you drop the hammer, it's ready to function. And I mean, it's just a smooth transition. You can't see the heads-up display with polarized glasses. However, that is something that is normal and common on pretty much any automotive vehicle that I test. As for the way I sit in the seat, you do sit a little bit higher than you would anticipate, considering you feel like you're lower to the ground from the hood. But when you look through the side, because the door panels are not raised so high, it actually feels like you're sitting higher than you are. So the position is kind of unique the way they do it. However, you know, it fits what it needs to do. Brakes on the car, I mean, these are Brimbos. You're not going to have any issues, which I'm going to show you right now. We'll also do some turn radius on the same perspective. And I mean, you can see no problems at all. And because of this twin turbo engine, you don't have to worry about traffic arrived. You could just lay down the hammer and just go. And it really does that. Changing it into a comfort mode is going to release the bolstering from the sport mode. And I like the fact that, you see, even when people cut in front of you, you can see every single thing. And I purposely kind of slowed down a little bit just to show you that you don't really have to worry when it comes to safety in the size or length of this vehicle, because you can really maneuver in and out. Dynamics, you can see it stays pretty planted. The cameras might look like it sways, but the hood was pretty flush down, so it is good with that. There is 3 things I like and 3 things that I dislike. Is anything more than that, I'd be buying this Stinger. So the 3 things that I like, I mean, the luxury that you get beyond the price point. 16-way power adjustment, ventilated, heated seats, technology, I can just go on forever. The second thing, you get dynamics. What I mean by that, easily just switch into sport, drop it down a gear, give it some gas, ready to rock and roll. You don't have to worry about anything. The third thing that I like about the vehicle is the fact that you are literally getting numbers out of this compared to performance vehicles, and it's literally a fraction of the price. It's very hard to say, oh, well, you know what, it's a Kia, this and that. The numbers don't lie. Driving the car on a normal basis is what people don't really think. So speed bumps, not a big thing. 5.1 inches of ground clearance. We're gonna go over some train tracks, which shouldn't be a big problem either, because again, you have the ground clearance. You don't have to worry about things in that perspective. You can just drive easily over everything. And the best part about it, you not only have that, but you got the dynamics. I mean, look at this thing go. Look, it just, I'm already up to speed with traffic. It is insane the speed that you get and the quality. Three things that I dislike about the vehicle. There's not enough charging ports in the vehicle for the price point that we're at. If you are comparing it to the competitors, you would have more charging ports, at least one for everybody in the vehicle. The second thing that I dislike about the vehicle is there's still hard materials throughout the top portion and in the center area where you rest your arms. I wish I didn't see that so much, but even in the competitors, you do have this, so it is something that you can kind of sort of overlook. And the third thing that I dislike is there's a lot of fake air vents on the exterior. I wish all of them were functional vents, because it would just give more of that heritage of sportsness and performance driven backing the Kia line. But I mean, everything about the car is pretty airtight. The price point that you're at, you can really compare it to a lot of cars, and the fact that they're getting these numbers, even with like the K5 getting crazy numbers, beating the BMW 330i. This is what Kia is doing, and a lot of people are just now starting to recognize it. But you know, as I've been testing them, I just have noticed that it's getting better and better, especially the build quality. It's going to have a smooth transition on your daily drive, as you're seeing. You can just easily glide through everything. It does feel wide, but it's not overly wide on the road, so you're not gonna feel that when you're looking in the exterior. When you look in the interior, they do a great job filling up the cabin. As for the length, it does feel a little bit longer, especially when you start looking into the rear. If you look through the rear view mirror, you can see through that window really well. It's large enough, and even though it's kind of sloped down, it's just enough area that you can see pretty much everything. So you have maybe about 6 to 8 inches of a blind spot. It might sound like a lot, but you got the blind spot monitoring, and honestly speaking, all you got to do is just lower it one gear and go. And that's exactly what you would do in this GT2. We're going to take this back to Regal Kia in Lakeland, Florida, go over the reverse camera, and wrap this review up. Switching to reverse, you do have full trajectory, 360-degree reverse camera. You can change the different positions to make it easier for your reversing, and you can also go into your settings to change anything there. What I do think is cool is when you click on this side here, you can zoom in a couple of frames, so you can really zero in on any obstructions around you for your reversing. I'd like to thank George and Pablo here at Regal Kia in Lakeland, Florida for giving us this 2022 Kia Stinger GT2 for our car review. If you're already a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Hawkeye community. If not, click that subscribe button, check out the details, the merchandise, and everything we do here at Hawkeye Rides.